Attorney Alexander Nassif Lopez has practiced immigration law and tax law in Southern California for 35 years, but also represents clients statewide and nationwide. Let's meet Alexander Lopez. Hello, Alexander.
Hi, Tim.
Thanks for coming in.
You bet.
Please sit down. So tell me, Alexander, how did you get into the law profession?
That's a good question. I got hired right out of law school at UCLA. I was practicing with a magistrate, with a federal judge downtown when one of the students came in and told me the federal government is recruiting at the school. I went back and I talked to them. I got hired and went to Washington a few years.
Wow. And how long have you been doing it?
That was altogether about 35 years.
Well, that's terrific. Do you think you're a better lawyer now than you were 35 years ago?
Oh, a lawyer always has to improve.
I would think so, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You got to stay on top of the law.
Right, yeah. What kind of cases do you handle?
Mostly immigration law and tax law, and lately some vaccination law.
Vaccination law?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, a person has to be badly injured, actually, by vaccination in order to bring a case, and that's before a special court in Washington.
And what about on the immigration side of things? What kind of help are you providing your clients? What are they looking to do? Are these people that initially came here illegally and you're trying to make them legal, or are they people that are maybe located in a different country and they want to come in legally? What's the typical case immigration-wise?
It's all of that and more. It's also for employers in the United States and for high-level technicians and professionals in the United States, as well as for persons who actually do need trial attorneys in downtown at 606 South Olive, where the immigration courts are, to defend them against deportation as well, and to do motions before USCIS, motions to reopen, motions of all types to help people, and the regular alphabet list of visas as well. Actually, there's an alphabet. It's all the way from A to Z practically, a lot of visas, and we've handled most of them.
Well, I'm sure your services are invaluable because that's the kind of stuff that is very difficult to do yourself. I'm actually an immigrant myself. I'm from Canada, and I went through all the same stuff that anybody coming from any country comes through. It's not easy.
Right. I've represented clients from Canada, from a lot of countries, Northern Europe, Southern Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and China. Japan
Is that right?
As well, yeah.
Now, what about the tax side of things? Are you getting people out of tax messes, or are you giving them advice on how to lower their tax obligations, or how do the tax side of your practice, how does that come into play?
As a member of the U.S. Tax Court, I can take cases and litigate them in Washington as well, and that's what I'm doing now in some cases. But I represent people before the IRS here in Los Angeles, but only when they owe a fairly strong amount of money, over $10,000 and above.
Do you find the IRS to be reasonable? Do they listen to your arguments and try to help?
Sometimes they do, and it depends on who you get and how you talk to them.
Okay. Well, what makes you different from other attorneys?
Well, I like to negotiate on behalf of my clients, but if negotiation doesn't work eventually, I can litigate the case. Usually it's at the U.S. Tax Court, when it's tax law, or if it's immigration, I can take it, I can appeal it, I can do motions, and I have done many, and I can take the cases to, there is a court in San Francisco. It's called the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. I've taken many cases there. And there's another court near Washington, D.C. It's called the Board of Immigration Appeals. I have also taken many cases there. But most of the cases are resolved here downtown at 606 South Olive at what is called the EOIR Office's Executive Office of Immigration Review.
I guess the fact that you are willing to litigate, you try to settle, and that's always the
best
first
way, yeah.
option.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are willing to litigate, of course, you've got a chance to go and litigate and win. But just that little bit of power that the opposition knows that, hey, you know what, they should maybe listen to what you're doing and try to settle, because if not, they know you're not afraid to really take them to court.
Correct.
What type of cases are you looking for now? Anything specific?
Employers, I can help employers with immigration questions, and I can help employees, especially if they have a profession or highly technical work. It's nowadays very few attorneys are doing this type of work. It's called PERM, P-R-M, P-E-R-M, and it takes time. If the person already has a visa, like an H-1, to be here in the country, then I can actually adjust their status to permanent residency.
Is that right? Well, and I'm sure the employers like that. They've got a good employees on that visa. They're
Right.
worried that the clock is ticking, but you can help.
Yes, I can also help actors, actresses, and people that just need immigration help with when they get a letter from immigration, which is kind of scary to them.
Yeah.
And I can defend them from whatever they're trying to do. And also people that came in with a permit or a visa and married a U.S. citizen, I can get their green card within 3 or 4 months.
Well, terrific. Well, your contact information is on the screen, and you encourage people to call first, or do they email you? What's the best way to reach you?
Well, actually, the fastest way, it's my cell phone, 818-415-2678. I'll gladly answer your questions, and I'll give you a free consultation in my office as well.
Oh, well, that's nice of you to put that out there, cell phone and everything. Well, thank you very much, Alexander Lopez.
you,
Sure
Tim.
appreciate it. You're doing good
Yeah.
work.
Thank you.